Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back if you are new. I am MaKenzie, and today we are going to be doing a yoga class focused around back bends. We will also be opening up through the front of the chest and getting a nice stretch through our lower body. So when you're ready, let's get started by walking towards the back of our mat. Standing our feet about hip width apart as we let our hands rest to either side of our bodies. Rolling the shoulders down and back as we stand tall through our spine. And then just taking a second here at the beginning of class to notice how we're feeling. If you'd like, you can close your eyes to really tune into the breath as we start our practice. Begin to notice your breath as you take deep breaths in through the belly, filling up into the chest and releasing back down. A couple more deep breaths here before we start to flow today. And on your next inhale, gently blink your eyes open, sweeping your arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, draw your palms together in front of your heart. Again, inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms down, lifting the chest. Inhale, sweeping the arms back up. Exhale, releasing down into your forward fold. You can bend the knees as much as you would like, letting your head hang heavy. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. And then on your next inhale, begin to straighten your legs, drawing your hands towards your shins as you gaze forward for a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold, planting the palms down, releasing your head. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale, walk your hands out to a plank for a second. And then drop your knees, lowering your chest all the way to the floor as we untuck our toes. You can stay here with your hands right underneath your shoulders and begin to roll the shoulders down and back as we move into a cobra, pressing into your hands, lifting your chest up off the mat. Feeling that gentle back bend as we release back down. 2 more times, moving through cobra. Inhale, rolling the shoulders down and back, pressing up. Exhale, releasing back down. 1 more time. Inhale, press and rise. And exhale, release. Inhale, rise back up through tabletop, tucking your toes under as we move straight into a downward facing dog. So rising your hips up towards the sky, bending into your knees. For our first down dog of the day, you can draw the shoulders away from your ears as you feel your back body growing long. Taking a moment here. And then on your next breath in, sweeping your right leg towards the sky as you bend your knee, opening up your hip. Noticing where you feel the stretch. And then begin to close your hip down, squaring them off as you extend your right leg long, and then drawing your knee in, planting your foot down by your hands, releasing your left knee down. Staying here for a moment. You can keep your toes tucked or maybe untuck your toes as you rise your hands towards the sky. Dropping your hip down into that runner's lunge, rolling the shoulders away from your ears. As we move into a twist, reaching your left arm forward as your right arm reaches back. You can stay here or maybe drop your back arm down your back leg or wrap it around to your left hip for an exalted variation. If you like more of a balance challenge, maybe peek down towards your back foot. And release, cartwheeling your hands back down, tucking your toes under if you had them untucked, lifting up your knee as you step back into your downward facing dog. Moving straight into the other side now, sweeping your left leg up as you bend the knee, beginning to open up the hip. taking any gentle movements that feel right for you. Maybe rolling your knee in one direction and then the other. And from wherever you are, begin to straighten your leg as you square your left hip off, drawing your knee in as you plant your foot down by your left hand. Taking a second here to find a steady stance, and then sweeping your arms up towards the sky. Nice inhale, and then exhale, twist, reaching your right arm forward and your left arm back this time. If it's more comfortable, you can always untuck your toes. As we move into an exalted variation, dropping your back hand down your back leg, maybe reaching the hand towards your opposite hip. Reaching your right arm back as if it was going to touch your left foot. If you'd like more of a challenge, you can always peek down towards your back foot. Breathing here. And from wherever you are, unwind, cartwheeling your hands back down, tucking your toes under as you step back to your downward facing dog. Bending into your knees, maybe pedaling it out. Bending into one knee, straightening the other. Keeping your spine long. And then come to find stillness as you walk your hands back to meet your feet into a forward fold. You can begin to straighten your legs out a little bit more if you would like. And on your next breath in, drawing your hands towards your shins as you gaze forward, lengthening through your spine for a halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the sky as you come all the way towards standing. Exhale, palms come together in front of your heart. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, bending the elbows, cactusing the arms down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, release your hands down, drawing them behind your back, clasping your hands together. As you begin to press the heels of your palms down your back, to gently open up through the front of your chest. Maybe feeling that slight bend through your lower back. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, begin to bend your knees as you come into a fold with your knees bent. You can keep your hands pressed in towards your body, or maybe release your hands up ahead, keeping them clasped. Just noticing how the stretch feels. Good deep breath in. And then exhale, release your hands back down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, drawing your hands towards your shins. Exhale, release your hands down. Begin to walk your hands down into a plank. Holding here for a moment, drawing the shoulders away from your ears. And then begin to slowly lower with control all the way onto your belly once again. You can untuck your toes if you would like as we move into a cobra one time. Begin to press into your hands as you roll your shoulders down and back, lifting your chest up off the mat. And then exhale, releasing back down. As we move into a bow pose, so bend your knees, drawing your feet up towards the sky, and then take your hands, wrap them around the tops of your feet, beginning to press in, beginning to press through the tops of your feet as you lift your knees, maybe lifting your chest up off the mat, pinching your shoulder blades together, and release back down. Draw your hands under your shoulders as we move through tabletop into your downward facing dog. Drawing your hips up towards the sky, finding your nice down dog stance as you draw the shoulders away from your ears, feeling your spine grow long. Taking a nice round of breath. And then on your next inhale, sweep your right leg towards the sky as you bend the knees, starting to open up the hip once again. If you'd like, you can make circles with your knee, maybe bend and straighten your leg. Just flowing and seeing what feels good and what works for you. From wherever you are, straighten out your right leg as you square your hips off, drawing your right knee into your nose, planting your foot by your hand, finding stability here as we sweep our arms up into a crescent lunge, drawing both arms towards the sky, rolling the shoulders down and back. Finding your steady stance here for a moment as we move into our twist. So reaching our left arm forward and our right arm back. Feeling this nice twist. Maybe staying here or move into your exalted variation. So dropping your right hand down your back leg, reaching your left arm up and over. Maybe taking your right hand to your left hip. If you like more of a challenge, always peek down towards your back foot. Just noticing where you feel this stretch, and if it's ever too much, just gently backing out, saving it for another day. And from wherever you are, unwind your arms, planting your hands back down into the mat. As you step your foot back, pressing your hips up for a downward facing dog. Bending into your knees once again as you sweep your left leg up towards the sky. Bending your knee, opening up your hip. Again, you can take circles with your knee on this side, maybe bending and straightening your leg. Seeing if there's any fluid movement in this pose that feels good. And from wherever you are, begin to straighten your leg, squaring your hip down towards the mat as you bend your knee, planting your foot by your hands. Finding your steady stance through your legs as you sweep your arms up for your crescent lunge. Reaching your fingertips towards the sky. Staying here for a second. And then moving into your twist. So drawing your right arm forward, opening your left arm back. Remembering to square off your hips. As you draw the left hip back and your right hip forward. You can stay here or move into an exalted variation, drawing your left hand down your back leg or maybe to your right hip as you reach your right hand back. Noticing where and how you feel this stretch. And noticing what comes up for you, how this may make you feel. And from wherever you are, unwind your arms, cartwheeling them down towards the mat as you step your left foot back, pressing your hips up for a downward facing dog. One round of breath here. And then crawl your hands back towards your feet, coming into a forward fold. Exhale, release it all. Take a nice deep breath out, releasing all the tension, maybe nodding your head yes, or shaking your head no. And come to find stillness. On your next breath in, draw your hands towards your shins as you gaze forward for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, palms come together in front of your heart. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, bending the elbows, cactus the arms down, lifting the chest. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, draw your hands behind your back, maybe clasping the awkward thumb on top as you press the heels of your hands down and back. To begin to open up the front of your chest. Feeling a slight back bend. And begin to bend into your knees, releasing your chest, coming into a forward fold with your legs bent. With your hands clasped, you can keep them by your side or maybe begin to release them overhead. Taking a nice deep breath in. And exhale, gently release your hands back down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, drawing your hands towards your shins as you gaze forward. Exhale, drop your hands back down. Begin to crawl your hands out into your plank pose once again. Holding here for a moment as we release down onto our belly with control. Untucking our toes, moving into your cobra. So once you're on your belly, roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale as you press through the heels of your hand, lifting your chest up off the mat for cobra. And exhale, release back down. Inhale, bend into your knees, lifting your feet up as you find your hands to your feet. You can stay here or maybe begin to press in through your feet, lifting your chest, maybe lifting your knees up off the mat for your bow pose. And release back down. Release your hands, release your feet, bringing your hands right underneath your shoulders and pressing up through tabletop into your downward facing dog. Rising your hips up towards the sky. Finding a nice steady downward facing dog. You can bend into your knees, feeling your shoulders grow down your back. Your spine is long. And from here, we're gonna move into a wild thing. So begin to sweep your right leg towards the sky, bending your knee as you open up your hip. You can stay here, or if you're ready to move into a wild thing, begin to drop your right foot down onto the floor, pivoting your left foot as you open your chest up towards the sky for a wild thing. Maybe find some circles with your arm, moving in one direction and then the other. And from wherever you are, release back down into your downward facing dog. Take a second here, pedal out your legs as we move straight into the other side. So come to find stillness as you draw your left leg up towards the sky, bending your knee, opening up your hip. You can stay here or begin to pivot your right foot, dropping your left foot to the floor as you peel your chest open towards the sky. Again, you can keep your arm still or maybe make some gentle circles with your arm. Just finding what works best for you. And if you had opened up to wild thing, begin to release back into your downward facing dog. Pressing your hips up and back, bending into your knees, feeling your spine long. Taking a nice deep breath in and exhale, release. Inhale, draw your feet together so your big toes touch. Exhale, begin to crawl your hands back towards your feet as you bend into your knees, finding a toe squat towards the back of your mat. Maybe come to a balancing pose, drawing the palms of your hands together, sitting tall through your spine. And release your fingertips back towards the mat. You can keep your knees together or maybe draw your knees out towards the opposite edges of the mat, bringing your heels to touch as we find a little gentle counter stretch. So you can stay here, knees wide or knees together, and begin to crawl your hands forward, releasing your chest down. Maybe just noticing how the stretch feels and remembering to move as far as it's comfortable for you. If you have the space, you can always drop your heels down onto the mat fully. From here, we're going to find our way onto our backs. So you can crawl your hands towards your feet, releasing your hips down, scooching forward on your mat a bit as you find your way onto your back. Rolling off towards the side and over. Once you've found your way, you can snuggle your shoulders down your back, drawing them in close as you bend into your knees, picking up your feet, wrapping your hands around your shins, hugging your legs in close, maybe drawing your forehead in, tucking your chin, gently rocking back and forth. As we continue to find a nice release through our lower back. And if you're rocking back and forth, come towards center, releasing your feet down, keeping your knees bent, and then drawing your arms long off towards either side of the mat. We're going to move into a gentle twist. So begin to drop both knees off towards the right side of your mat. Maybe peeking towards your left hand. If you'd like a different variation, you can extend your top leg long. Just noticing how this twist feels for you. Coming back to your breath. Just noticing how this twist feels as we continue to come back to our breath. And if your top leg was straightened, bend back into your knee as you draw your knees in towards center. Moving into the other side, so drop your knees off towards the left. If you'd like, you can extend that top leg long once again. Just noticing what works and what feels best for you. Drawing your mind back towards the mat. Drawing your knees back up towards center. You can extend both legs long, or maybe bring your feet out towards the edges of the mat, dropping your knees in as we move into our final pose for a mini Shavasana. You can bring your hands wherever it's most comfortable, whether that's by your side, or maybe one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. And begin to close your eyes. Taking some nice deep breaths here as we close out our class. Taking a moment here to just notice where your mind is at. Notice how you're feeling at the end of our class versus at the beginning. And then taking a moment to thank yourself for the time you made for intentional movements today. We'll stay here for a couple more rounds of breath. And when you're ready to come out, begin to shift your weight off to one side as you press up through your top hand, coming to find a seat cross-legged on your mat. You can blink your eyes open if they are still closed, drawing the palms of your hands together as we gently bow our forehead to our fingertips to seal in the end of our practice together. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the class. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you thought of this class down below. Any other classes you'd like to see from me in the future. And with that, I can't wait to see you on the mat next time. Bye.